Welcome back to Casual Tech Review. It's been a little while since I've done a case review, and I thought I would take the opportunity to highlight a pretty unique case from one of my favorite case manufacturers. So let's check it out. This is the SAMA 2771 in white, as you can see, and it's got some really great features that I think you're going to enjoy. First off, you can see it has the angled glass pane here. Curved glass is kind of the rage, but this angled piece is kind of a Hyte knockoff, the Hyte Y60 and the Y70. I actually haven't measured to see if the screen would fit in here, but you can see it's got the same aesthetic glass on the front and the side here. Let's go ahead and pop off the front panel. Now you can, and that's a really nice feature. It has captured screws on here, so they're easy to keep track of. You can, if you want to, remove a screw down here and up here and remove this piece out. I'm not going to because there's really no reason to. And the same thing it looks like on the front piece as well. Now, this top dust cover comes off, and again, it's got some captured screws on it, which is nice. And it's just a kind of a thin piece of mesh here, but allows you to take it off and clean it. And then you have access here to your top part of the case for putting in AIO or fans or whatever you're going to put up here. So looking a little bit closer at the inside of the case, you can see it's going to fit an ITX or a micro ATX board. It will not fit, doesn't look like, it might fit a full-size ATX, but you're probably going to lose these cable pass-throughs down here if you did that. It definitely is not intended for a full-size ATX board. How about that? It is intended for a micro ATX board, and I think it'll look pretty good in here. It comes with 3 fans included. These are reverse blade fans here, and a traditional fan on the side, but it's got the infinity mirrors and all that good stuff going on. And one of the things I really like about this case is it has the white connectors for your audio and your USB and your front panel and things like that. So that is a really, really nice feature. All of your hardware is the silver color, which looks much better with white than black. The PCI covers are all removable and replaceable. You know I'm a big fan of that if you've seen any of my other reviews. All in all, the front of the case here, or the business end of the case, actually pretty nice. I enjoy it. Let's take a look at the back here. We'll flip it around, and again, we're going to have captured screws on this panel here. And as you can see, it's got a cutout here for a power supply. Slides right out. Pretty standard fare. Okay. So we have a fan hub all ready to go. Now the fans are only going to be 3-pin, and there's only 4 of them. And there's 4 3-pin ARGB 5-volt connectors. So that is something to be aware of. And these fans are not daisy chained, so you can run out of room on this fan hub pretty quick. It's SATA powered, but overall it's just a really nice thing to have in here. You've got a little tray here for your power supply. It sits right here. Room for cables underneath. This will be a really nice channel here for cables as well. And plenty of room up top and plenty of cable pass-throughs. No grommets on these pass-throughs, but that's okay. This is a pretty budget-minded case. Here's what the panel looks like. You've got your power button and LED button, headphone jack, and 2 USB ports. It does not have USB-C, so that is something to keep in mind. But overall, this case has a lot of great features, and I'm excited to go ahead and build in it. So let me go ahead and show all the parts that are going in this thing. So this is a commission build that I was commissioned to build for a guy who was very specific about what he wanted, and he was really into aesthetics. So you're going to see a decent portion of his budget is going to go into aesthetics. But CPU motherboard combo, we have the Ryzen 5 9600X and the Gigabyte B650M Gaming Plus Wi-Fi Micro ATX motherboard. Now these came in a package on Newegg. I'll put the total price up on the board, but it also came with 2 sticks of RAM, which I'm not going to use for this build, and a 500 gigabyte hard drive. So kind of a decent little deal for a nice new processor and motherboard. Next up is the RAM. I've got 32 gigs of silicone power, DDR5 6000 RAM. It's white, it's RGB, it's going to look pretty good in the build. Hard drive, we've got Clev 1 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drive. This thing is pretty fast, not a bad little drive. The customer requested additional fans for the bottom, so I got 3 fans from a company called Panomounts, and they look really similar to the Sama fans. They're reverse bladed fans, and they've got the infinity mirrors and whatnot, and they daisy chain, so these will look great sitting at the bottom of the case, all 3 of them. So that'll be good. For CPU cooling, we've got Thermalright Frozen Note 360. Now this is overkill for 9600X, but it's going to look awesome. It's going to be all white, and I think it's going to look pretty good for the build. Getting towards the end here, power supply. Power supply prices are kind of getting out of control right now. This is an MSI Mag A650BE, which is a semi-modular 650 watt bronze power supply. This will work great for this more budget-minded combo. And second to last is one of my favorites, the Wow Nova 5-inch digital display for inside of the PC. I've got one of these in mine. I've also put this in another computer. It's really easy to deal with. It's about $70 on Amazon, and it looks cool. People are really into it, so he was definitely wanting that. And at his request, we have 3060 12 gigabyte. I know this is kind of a little bit more. The PC could handle more graphics card than that. But we ran out of budget with some of the aesthetic things that he wanted, like the extra fans, the screen, etc. So we ended up with a 3060. He's okay with that. That's the graphics card he originally selected, so we're going to go with it. And if he wants to upgrade, he's going to have the room and the capability to put a much more powerful, like if he wants to do 3070 or 3080 or a 7700 XT or something like that, he'll have the ability to add one of those in later on should he desire. All right, let's get this thing put together. I'll do a quick little montage here of me putting all the parts in, etc. and so forth, and we'll see how it turns out. So there you have it. This build came out looking absolutely incredible. It was really easy to build in. There was a ton of space. A 360 millimeter radiator on the top, 2 120 millimeter fans on the side for intake, 3 120s on the bottom for intake, and a 120 on the back for exhaust. You've got plenty of space for the AIO tubes to come down. All the nice features in the front, minus the grommets on the pass-throughs. In the back, tons of space for cable management. The Sama 2771 is an absolute awesome case, and I highly recommend it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind, give me a subscribe, give me a like. We'll see you on the next one.